Hello students, so now we are in the second part of the chapter nitrogen and its compound. Look, next one is the ammonia. Ammonia, we know it is the NH3. Okay, it is present in the small amount of in the solid, in the soil and air due to the decay of the organic matter like urea. Urea hydrolyzed to give the ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate dissociated into the NH3 and CO2. It is also obtained by the reaction of the metallic nitride with the water to give like Mg thrice N2 give the NH3 and MgOH whole twice. MgOH whole twice. Okay, it is also obtained from any salt of the ammonia. Any salt of the ammonia when it react with the base. Look, ammonium salt contain NH4 positive. NH4 positive is the stronger conjugate base. Sorry, it is the strong conjugate acid. NH3 is the weak base and NH4 positive is the stronger conjugate acid. So since it is the acid, NH4 positive is the acid, it will react with the base and acid base neutralization occurs. After that they give like in this reaction 2NH4Cl plus CaOH whole twice, they give the 2NH3 H2O plus CaCl2. On the large scale it is produced by the Haber's process, N2 plus 3H2 providing the 2NH3 as I have told you in the last one. But in the newly designed mill what we use, our catalyst is not the Fe, it is the iron oxide with the small amount of the K2O and Al2O3. It is the colorless pungent smelling gas. It is soluble in the it exists in the liquid as well as in the solid by the hydrogen bonding. It is soluble in the water. It also used for the qualitative analysis. Fe plus 3 plus NH4OH. NH4OH is the solution of the ammonia. If we pass the ammonia from the water, so ammonia in the water give the NH4OH. So whenever the NH4 written somewhere, it is the actually NH3 plus H2. Whenever we pass the NH3 gas in the water, that give the NH4OH. So Fe plus 3 plus NH4OH, that give the brown precipitate of the Fe2O3 dot H2O. Zn plus 2 plus NH4OH, that give the white precipitate of the zinc hydroxide. Copper plus 2 give the deep blue color of the CuNH3 positive. White precipitate of the AgCl dissolve in the NH3 to give this colorless compound. It is used for the fertilizer formation, urea formation. It is used for the preparation of the HNO3. It is used as a refrigerant. Now in the next part we have the oxide of the nitrogen. It forms the different type of oxide like this one N2O. It is the dinitrogen oxide. It is also called the nitrous oxide. Oxidation number +1. Structure linear, nitrogen triple bond nitrogen, then coordinate bond the oxygen. How it is formed? It is formed by the heating of the ammonium nitrate. It is the colorless gas, neutral in nature. NO, it is also called the laughing gas. NO, it is the nitric oxide or nitrogen monoxide. Oxidation number +1. It is paramagnetic in nature. It has the unpaired electron. How it is formed? Look, NO2 plus Fe in the H positive. That the bonding test which I will discuss after means 1 minute. So NO2 whenever react with the Fe plus 2 in presence of H positive, that give the NO gas. It is also colorless gas and neutral in nature. Then we have the dinitrogen trioxide, oxidation number +3, and you see nitrogen single bond, and one nitrogen only has the one double bond and one nitrogen double bond with coordinated bond. It is formed by the reaction of the NO plus N2O4. It is a blue solid, acidic in nature. NO2 +4 oxidation number. It is also paramagnetic. It is obtained by the heating lead nitrate. It is brown gas and acidic in nature. N2O4 dinitrogen tetroxide, oxidation number +4. Now nitrogen, this unpaired electron of the nitrogen react with the another NO2. So two unpaired electron of the NO2, they combine together to give the structure N2O4. So how it is obtained? NO2 on the low temperature dimerize themselves to give the N2O4, and N2O4 at the high temperature again give the NO2. So as we dimerize it, the intensity of the blue color disappear. It is the colorless, exists in the solid form also, liquid form also, and it is acidic. Then next we have the nitrogen pentoxide. Oxidation number +1. Between these two nitrogen, if we put one oxygen, so that become the structure of the HNO2. How it is formed? It is formed by the dehydration of the HNO3. Okay, P4O10 is the dehydrating agent. It is obtained by the dehydration of the HNO3. It is a colorless, solid, acidic in nature. Okay, now in the next part, first we have the nitric acid. Nitric acid is the HNO3. How it is formed? Any salt of the nitric acid when react with the more stronger acid, that give the salt of the like H2SO4 plus nitric acid. Any salt of the nitric acid whenever react with the stronger acid, stronger base provide the weak acid and weak base. Weak base and weak acid cannot provide the stronger acid, stronger base. So this HNO3 is the weak acid and H2SO4 is the stronger acid. In this reaction, a more stronger acid provide the weak acid. Okay, what is the next method? Look, N2O5 is called the anhydrous form of the HNO3. So N2O5 on the dissolving in the water, that give the HNO3. Industrially it is prepared by the Ostwald method. Ostwald method is depend upon the oxidation of the ammonia gas. Ammonia gas in presence of the air oxidation, oxidation by the O2 give the NO gas plus 6H2O. NO gas further oxidized give the NO2 gas, and NO2 gas dissolve in the water to give the HNO3 68%, and this NO is again recycled. Okay, 98% it is done by the dehydration with the H2SO4. Now reaction with the metal, it is very important. Look, AuPtRH iridium, these are the metal, very noble, they cannot react with the HNO3. Aluminium, Fe, chromium, they show the passivity with the HNO3. They form a layer of the oxide at the surface. Okay, like aluminium form a layer of the Al2O3 which is more stable than the aluminium. Okay, so that's how the Al2O3 protect the metal inside. Before this formation of the protective layer, metal was the active, but after the formation of this protective layer, metal become the passive. So that's why it is called the passivity. Now metal, these are the reaction we need to remember, although we have the detailed mechanism how we can decide the particular product, but for the time what you need to remember, if metal react with the concentrated HNO3, this is most easier, no problem. Metal whenever concentrated HNO3, it always give the metal nitrate and NO2 gas. Okay, but when metal react with the dilute HNO3, then we have the problem. It is the metal nitrate. It is common in both the case. Metal nitrate common in both the case, but what is the problem? It may give NO or it may give NO2. HNO3 is explosive with the cellulose and the glycerine. Okay, whenever HNO3 come in the contact with the cellulose and glycerine, it do the explosion. Okay, this HNO3 is the oxidizing agent. It oxidizes iodine into the iodic acid, carbon in the CO2, acid into the H2SO4, and P4 in the H3PO4. Okay, next we have the Browning test. Browning test is given by the nitrate and nitrite or any compound that release the NO gas. What happens? Freshly prepared solution of the FeSO4 in the acidic solution. If we drop the HNO3 in there, okay, so what it release? It release the NO gas, okay, nitrogen monoxide gas. And this compound we have the Fe plus 3, Fe plus 2, Fe plus 2 with the water exists as a Fe plus 2 H2O whole 6. H2O is the neutral again, Fe plus 2, so overall charge is the Fe plus 2, and this complex compound react with the NO. NO is also the ligand. It is the 3 electron donating ligand, 2 by the pi bond and 1 by the changing the oxidation number from the 0 to +1. So whenever NO react with the Fe plus 2, that donate the electron to the Fe. So Fe from the +2 convert into the Fe plus 1, and NO itself from the 0 to convert to the Fe plus 1. But overall charge, remember, remain the +2. So you need to remember that In the Browning test, iron is present in the +1 after the reaction and NO is present in the +1 oxidation number. This HNO3 is used for the making of the fertilizer, used for the preparation of the explosive, used for the pickling of the iron. What is the pickling of the iron? From the iron surface we have to remove the oxide layer. For that we use this one. Etching of the metal, if we want to prepare, we want to give some designing or some graphics like design on the metal surface, then we done this one by the HNO3, that is called the etching of the iron. Phosphorus mainly present in the three form: white phosphorus, P4, okay, in this structure, 4 member ring. It is waxy substance, white in nature, insoluble in the water but soluble in the carbon disulfide. It glow in the air, okay. We burn the phosphorus in the air, it always glow, okay. Whenever the P4 react with the O2, give the P4O10, and in this reaction we also have some lightning effect. Phosphorus itself, meaning I carry the light. What is the meaning of the phosphorus? I carry the light. So whenever phosphorus burn in the air, it will give the light, okay. It react with the NaOH, and with the NaOH it give the PH3 phosphine and sodium hypophosphite, NaH2PO2. Red phosphorus, iron, gray lustric, odorless, insoluble in the both H2O and CO2, do not glow, less reactive. Polymeric, due to the polymeric structure, it is highly strained, angle strain is there. Due to that, white phosphorus become the reactive, but red phosphorus is the polymeric, okay. It is more stable, so that's why it is unreactive. White phosphorus poisonous in nature, but this red phosphorus is not poisonous in nature. Next we have the allotrope, black allotrope is the most thermodynamically stable isotope, but white phosphorus is commonly available. So in sometime in the thermochemistry we also take the white phosphorus, and their heat of formation is taken as 0, but technically black phosphorus is the most stable form of the phosphorus. Phosphine, how we form the phosphine? Phosphide, metal phosphide react with the water to give the pH3 plus base. Like calcium phosphide, Ca thrice P2 react with the water to give the pH3 and the CaOH whole twice. So whenever the metal phosphide react with the water, they give the pH3 and base, and this is also the reaction. Whenever the white phosphorus react with the NaOH, that give the phosphine and the sodium hypophosphite, okay. Pure pH3 is inflammable, it will not burn, but whenever it has the impurity of the P4 and P2H4, it become flammable, and whenever it contact with the air, it burn there with give large amount of the smoke. So this property is used in the Holmes signal. In the Holmes signal, in the tin container, what we have the calcium phosphide and calcium carbide. We make the hole in the that container, and we drop in the water. So when we drop in the water, what they release? They release the PH3 gas and CaCH2, CaC2. When water, it give the C2H2, and at the same time they also give the impurity of the P4 and P2H4. So they burn instantly. PH3 burn instantly, and that give the dense white fume of the white fume due to this property. And this C2H2 when it burn, it give the large amount of the lightning effect. So that will work as a signal for the another ship. Smoke screen, it is also based on the same property. When we burn the smoke bomb, what they do, they release large amount of the smoke, and that will work like a screen, okay. Remaining a small part of this chapter I will upload in the next part, that also include the inert gases. Thank you.